My name is Dirk Hohndel. I'm the Chief Linux and Open Source Technologist in Intel's Open Source and Technology Center. I've been working in Linux and with Linux since '91 and in open source. Well, it wasn't called open source back then. The open source is very important to almost everything that we do. The open source community has made huge inroads in large parts of the industry, from the very largest high-end global top 500 servers all the way down, to the devices, which is one of the newest and interesting spaces. The idea is to have a mobile device that truly gives you an internet experience that is similar to what you have on your desktop or on your laptop PC. When we looked at these devices, when our hardware guys said, look, this is cool. And we said, yeah, it's cool, but how do you get a software stack that works on it? And we immediately thought, oh, this is the perfect opportunity for open source. Open source is an ideal way to foster innovation and to bring innovators together and to bring people together with weird ideas. And I mean this in the best possible way. It is, in order to innovate, you need to dare to think outside of the box, to leave the assumed best practices behind. There are lots of attempts to create mobile devices, and there are lots of projects out there that are answering part of the problem. But what is missing really is an integrated approach that says, in order for a device to be sleek and have a great user experience and really provide the best possible value, you really need to think through the whole software stack, from the kernel through the infrastructure all the way up to the applications, media, all these things that go together. And what Moblin is trying to do is Moblin is providing an open source project that is really focused on this integration work and on the user experience, and on making sure that this all works together, targeted at this audience, targeted at this user experience. Moblin is an open source project. It's not a company project that is, project managed and all done under the hood and very secretive. Instead, it's out there, it's open. It invites people to join. It very much like all the other open source projects, does not try to have control, but to give control to the contributors and have them decide where the project goes and how it can best solve the issue at hand. So Moblin.org today is a starting point. Think about it as collecting the pieces, starting the infrastructure, making sure you can build, you can create. Moblin is not at the stage where I say, oh, look, this is beautiful. Oh, look, this is ready. We are truly, like any open source project, it always says release early, release often. This clearly is early release. We are inviting people to help us make this happen. So what you get today is a lot of the required technology, the components, the pieces, the tools to pull it together to create an image that you can work with either in a simulator or on a real device if you have one, and it has all the typical fixings of an open source project. Your framework needs to have a way to really reduce power and screen real estate consumption, and the framework should be flexible enough to integrate into a look and feel of a device, so to have really template-driven customization of the user interface. If developers take all these things together and allow a community like Moblin to put them together in a stack, we can create really compelling devices that really will make a difference in this world. So my invitation to every developer out there is, come join us, play with what we have, tell us where we're wrong, and you know what, take over, be there, be part of it, make it happen.